That's definitely one we're gonna have to keep an eye on for next week or for the reaction show. But let's move on to another huge game, and this one is a divisional matchup, and that is between the Colts and the Jaguars. In this one, the Colts are 1.5 point favorites, and there's an over/under of 47.5. But I have to mention that the Jaguars have not lost at home versus the Colts in over a decade, since 2014, back in the Andrew Luck days. And it feels like the Colts are struggling much more this past month. As teams hone in on Daniel Jones and this injury, they are 1-3. And the Jaguars, they've had some injuries, and Trevor Lawrence hasn't looked great really for a long time. But something about them just feels safer. And I think if their defense with Trayvon Walker and Josh Hines-Allen can make Daniel Jones comfortable, I don't think Trevor Lawrence is going to have to be that spectacular for them to win this game. So I'm going to take them to win, the Jaguars, 24-20. Joey, you've kind of rode this AFC South division all this, kind of middle portion of the season. So do you think the Colts and Daniel Jones can find the rhythm and snap their 2-game losing streak as well as their 11-year losing streak in Jacksonville?
Did you mention the snap as in Daniel Jones's fibula and how that's currently broken? I think since the fibula since the fibula injury, it's really limited his mobility. I think the offense has been somewhat broken since then. Jonathan Taylor hasn't been as dominant as we know. I think the Jags can run the ball. They have a nice little trio that they got going on, and it opens up. I think it opens up the passing game for Jacksonville. I like what Jacoby Myers has done in Jacksonville. I think Brian Thomas is playing this week, so give me the Jags 27-17. I think the Colts are going to struggle, as we know. The Jags own them, and I think the Jags are just going to ground and pound this game, chew clock, and score points, is what I think.
Danny, what's your prediction for this AFC South showdown? By the way, I failed to mention both teams are 8-4, and this is really going to make a big, difference in who gets first place in the AFC South. So, Dan, what's your prediction for this game?
I feel like what gets me about this game over us, because you guys always want to dog T-Law, but
T-Law sucks. He's had one good playoff game where they came back and beat the Chargers. Other than that, he's
him and Daniel Jones' careers are literally comparable.
Nobody talks about how bad Trevor Lawrence is. It's so annoying.
And I think it's because of the fact that he didn't start losing until he came to the NFL, bro. So that's kind of where, for me, I look at this game as in T-Law is gonna have to start dicing things up. I look at this as like not just as a defensive shutdown that the Jags come up and absolutely body the Colts, but I do see the weapons from the Jags being used sporadically throughout the game. So give me the Jags. Hate to match everybody here, but yep. I'm going 35-24.
35-24. So the Colts defense really falling apart as well. To this,
well, they have no Sauce Gardner this week, so it's not.
Mm-hmm. Well, they really haven't had him much the whole season. But yeah, you're right.
Their 2 first-round picks are currently on IR right now.
Could he pay hurt?
No, he means the ones they traded. Yeah. All right. Well, since we're all in agreement, I think it's pretty clear we all think the Jaguars are going to win, and that curse is going to stick around for one more year. Which is pretty
I think you're wrong here, Scott. I think because we're all on Jacksonville, that means you guys listening go bet on the Colts.
Well, way to believe in the squad.
Hit the Colts money line. Hit the Colts money line.
All right, yeah, it is. I'm not saying it won't be a close game. I have it 24-20. But yeah, I think we all agree for a reason, but let's move on to the next.
We all agree on Dallas. Look how that turned out.
All right, there's a lot. It happens all the time, but let's move on.
Bro, you beat the Super Bowl champions and the Chiefs back to back.
Yeah.
I would give somebody hope too, personally.
Yeah. There was a reason to move them very drastically because
and I moved them up to 9.